Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, September 13th, 2018. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Good morning everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, you can see this thing could get very bullish very quickly. Again, I'm going to note the continued uptrending presence of this market here. Very clear uptrending structure, and as I continue to say, until that's broken, until that's violated, you got to continue to go with the flow. The path of least resistance right now is to the upside, and if you look at the top of this key range here, 28.78.5, again, we got below it a couple of times over the last week, and bulls have defended each and every time. And so again, this suggests that we could be looking at another major rotation to new highs. And does that take us to the next upside target? That would be somewhere between 29.50 and 29.65, 29.50 being kind of a round number, and also the 25% expansion from the previous month's range. And if you have a wider pivot range here, then the R25 would be the level to go. So that's 29.50, and then right here this would be the 25% expansion from the larger key range. So again, very good confluence in that area, 29.50 to 29.65. That could be reached sometime over the next 1, 2, 3 weeks. So basically that could be a very strong move that occurs as long as price continues to hold, again, that pivot range and the 28.78.5. So this is basically the trade that we were talking about at about this day here, when we mentioned that we were looking to buy SPY puts for a shot at the pullback in the first week of September, and then once that pullback occurs, we'd be looking to buy it for a shot at continuing higher. That is now coming into play right now. So again, if this market can start getting above 2,900 and finding acceptance, it could be quite bullish. All right, let's take a look right now at the NQ. Here's the NQ, very similar. Now this one did have a bigger pullback here to begin the month of September, but still held the midpoint even after closing below it for a day or so. Still held. We have a bit of a rejection tail from yesterday's session, not super bullish in its rejection, but still it's very nice. You have a midpoint retest here that's defending at the moment, and price is now above the 7,500 level. If price can find acceptance above 7,500, we could be looking at another rally here. And again, per the upside targets here, we could be looking at a move into 78.34 to about 7,800. So again, using our tools here, from this forecasted low, that's our primary target zone, and then we have a 100% target right here at 78.34. So 7,800 to 78.34 could be the next target zone above, especially if price can get above 7,500 and hold that zone. But overall, the uptrending structure remains intact. A failure, obviously, any failure to hold that midpoint, a major close below it, would suggest that this thing may head lower. So right now, everything's pointing up, but always got to be prepared for the counter move. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now this one's down quite a bit at the moment, down 1.3% this morning. We've had quite the rodeo over the last few days here with this one, as a major rally up was 208, 207% of average daily range. We had another huge day up yesterday where it nearly took out the recent high and then fell back below yet again. That is another rejection off of the previous month's high and that 70.5 level. You can see the LVN here. At the moment, we are compressing significantly, and we could continue to see more back and forth action in this one, and then next month could be rather explosive. So you see right there, the pivot range is very narrow compared to, it's forecasting narrow compared to what we've seen here in the past. And again, we are compressing with lower highs, higher lows. We could continue to see chop back and forth. So from a swing perspective, this might not be the best, but from a day trading perspective, it could be fantastic. So right now, I think it's coiling up ahead of what could be a pretty significant breakout down the road. All right, let's take a look here at RTY. Now RTY has been its own thing here lately, and it hasn't looked as strong as it could. It's failed to hold the 1720 level. It's challenged the 1700 and 1710s, but has closed back above it several times. This may have done it. This may have been bullish where it had finally rejected all the way down to the breakout point, and then now closing all the way back above the pivot point for the month yet again, leaving behind a tail here. So again, midpoint retest entry here for a shot at continuing this thing higher. This could get you all the way back up toward 1765. So again, if this thing really has the juice over the next 2 to 3 weeks, like I think it could, 1765 could be a very solid target above. But just retesting recent highs, you're going to have to be able to take some profit there and then look to continue this thing through into 1765. So again, very solid opportunity building here. And let's take a look at the YM. The YM yesterday finally got a push through the previous month's close, a meaningful push. The problem is it closed back below it yet again. It fired off a signal, a bearish signal, and now prices are retesting the midpoint of that rejection day. So the midpoint is going to be very important here. That's 26K and 52, so 26,052. So that's basically the zone today, in addition to the previous month's close. If price closes through there, we will rally. We will rally. The short squeeze will become significant because you had bears that came in to put in the initial top. You've had bears that have defended the previous month's close day over day over day over day, and now you have a rejection here. And to close above the midpoint of a rejection day would suggest a significant squeeze is likely ahead. So the upside target in this case would be 26,684. Again, if price closes above today's midpoint, we could be looking at a sprint as shorts look to cover their trades, something like that. So again, if you're short right now, I'd be cautious because the wave could be coming to the upside. Again, any close above that point would suggest strength. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you soon.